my name is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California.
I'm not surprised, not everything lasts. I've broken my heart so many times I stopped keeping track. Talk myself in, I talk myself out. I get all worked up, then I let myself down. I tried so very hard not to lose it. I came up with a million excuses. I thought of every possibility. And I know someday that it'll all turn out. You'll make me work so we can work it out.
And good evening, everybody. My name is Scott Jordan, and you're watching TV Tuesday Live here at Cellars of Sonoma in Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. This is a show about wine. We taste wine. We talk about wine. And oftentimes I'm fortunate to be able to bring in our vintners in to talk about their wines. And tonight we're going to talk about the T.R. Elliott wines. And I've got Ted Elliott. Ted, welcome to TV Tuesday Live. Good
Thanks
to see you, my friend.
Thanks for having me again, Scott.
Yes,
Always
yes.
a pleasure.
And Ted makes 3 outstanding Pinot Noirs. Give us the lowdown on all 3, the 3 Pinots that we're going to talk about tonight, and then I'll pour the first one. We'll get into them individually.
All right, Scott, let me try an analogy with these 3 wines with you so your guests get a feel for this. These are all Western Sonoma County properties. And we're going to take a journey on a hillside today.
Okay.
And this is all Sonoma County, western part near Sebastopol. And think of this as one vineyard. And the first wine we're going to taste is going to come from the coldest part of the vineyard.
Okay.
And it's going to come from types of Pinot that are more aromatic and usually lush. Mm-hmm. And in the coldest part of the vineyard tends to make a more feminine wine. Then we're going to go up the hillside a little bit on a side slope. And here we have a little bit of the cold area and a lot of the side slope. And in Burgundy, they consider the side slope the best promised land. And it's a type of Pinot that has a little more structure. Then we're going to get to the top of the hill where we planted just the Pommard clone, which is a little bit a type of Pinot that grows well just a little bit south of Beaune in Burgundy. Okay. And in this case, it's on the top where it's a little bit warmer, faces to the west. So we should be able to taste these different parts of the vineyard. And these wines we'll talk about a little bit if they're made differently or not, but we'll just walk up the hill.
Excellent. Well, let's start with the very first wine. Okay. This is in the Wine Club shipment. This is the 2008. You call it the 3 Plumes. So tell us a little bit about the name of the wine, because you've named all 3 of these wines. So there is, and this is a blend of 6 barrels of wine. So tell everybody, one, what does the 3 Plumes mean? And then give us a little background on the barrel selection and what you did there.
Right, 3 Plumes. Plumes are ostrich feathers in this case, and if I could just point out to the cameraman, this is our logo, which is my family crest. And these 3 plumes are part of a helmet. And this is just a design of a helmet. You've got to be kind of an idiot if you were 13th century wearing this kind of outfit. You'd be a target. But the French wore this helmet in battle in Burgundy, actually. And they were cavalrymen, and they thought they should look pretty. So they had.
So they had the plumes, but they got taken out first.
They all got taken out first. So,
well, that is in our Wine Club shipment for the First Sips June shipment. They're loving this wine. Now, on the back of the label, you indicate 6 total.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
You should taste your wine once in a while.
Once in a while. Well, you know what, Scott? This wine is made for the aroma. And getting an aroma like that, it doesn't happen every day.
No.
And I think it'll happen with every bottle. But a lot of people get just wed to Pinot just because of this smell. This has got violets and cherries, all those things that you just don't get them in other varietals. And I really wanted to capture it. So we're at that cool spot of the vineyard where these things, it's not like frozen in time, but they just evolve slowly, and it's just going to have it's just a treat to have this color and this aroma. And even without tasting it, you get.
Oh, it's a beautiful note.
It's just beautiful,
and it really stands out. We've got it on our menu, on the Pinot menu, and it really shows the true character of Russian River. That earthiness to the nose, and like I say, the aroma is just magnificent. It really is wonderful.
I said I'd touch a little bit on my thinking on all these wines after quite a long time living here, is that the farming is what makes the difference, and if we can get it right in the vineyard, there isn't much winemaking. This is a case in point where I have only used 1-year-old barrels on this, and many of your viewers will understand that new barrels is kind of a benchmark for people to think is great wine. But this wine is so lovely that all I want to do is frame it with a little bit of oak. So there's no new oak influence in here. Everything you get here is the real deal, and works very well with this area of the vineyard.
Oh.
I'd say that's one of the major differences winemaking from most other Pinots that you'll taste.
And again, this is the ultimate in small production wine.
Right.
6 barrels to the average home winemaker, that is a lot of wine, but really in the wine industry, that's really tiny.
Right, and this is only available through Scott, through our tasting room and mailing list. This would be gone in a flash. If I took it to restaurants,
it'd be over.
It'd be gone.
Yeah.
So I make this really with our customers in mind.
Yeah, and they love it, and really. We also offer that by the glass here in the tasting room, and it's a big hit. And it just got what, 90?
Wine Enthusiast was 92 points.
92 points. Gotta love that.
Gotta love that. I mean, it's good to me. The hallmark, just as important as points, are restaurants. Since I think Pinot Noir as a food wine, and This wine, I try to have one restaurant take this wine, but they all taste the wine, and I ask their opinion. And this wine is a wonderful food wine, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's fabulous food.
Yeah, no, it's showing really well.
Good.
And that's a big hit. Retail price on that, $42. And in the Pinot world, that's really a bargain, I'm telling you right now.
Incidentally, I don't think I've mentioned this to you. Some of the aromatics of this come from what we call a suitcase clone. Have you ever talked about that with
No, tell them what you mean by that. I know what you mean by that, but go ahead and tell them what a suitcase clone is.
Right. Backing up a step, when you plant a vineyard, you buy a Pinot Noir grape and plant that essentially, and those are available through nurseries, just the way you'd buy a rose through a nursery. Once in a while, we winemakers or farmers go to places that we respect overseas and bring back cuttings from that vineyard so we can plant them at our own. And we tend to bring those back in our suitcase. Then they're called suitcase clones. We then bring them to a nursery here, and they make sure they're virus-free, so we're not harming ourselves or our neighbors. And proud to say, I think some of this is a good selection that we all made with some foresight in the mid-'90s from Latache, which is a very famous property in Burgundy. And I think that's some of the reason we get all these nice aromatics in here.
Yeah.
We're borrowing a few centuries of history from Europe.
But you have to. I mean, in reality, that's how all that started here. I mean, it came in a suitcase of some form.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
They were Italian suitcases.
No doubt.
Okay.
So let me do one thing here. Is we've been, for the last couple of weeks, we've had on our tasting menu a blind tasting, and what we've done is they taste the wine blind. They try to pick out the Sonoma and Napa wine, and we've had lots of people that really picked it out, which was interesting. And then for doing that tasting, they got to put their name in a hat for a drawing. And so what we thought we would do is we would make sure that they're either here in the room or watching from home to be eligible. And we're going to give them a bottle for $1. But then I thought, this went on for a couple of weeks, and I didn't get a winner yet. So I thought I would add a bottle each week, which would make it interesting.
Yeah, good idea.
So you still got to pay $1 a bottle, but that's a pretty good deal. So I'm going to draw the name right now, and I'll hang on to it during the broadcast, and I'll let you know the name a few times. If it's somebody here in the room, well, then we've got it.
Got it.
But I'm going to just put my hand in here and kind of wiggle this around, and let's see if I come up with somebody that's watching live. If you're watching live, your name gets called. Just call the tasting room, 707-578-1826, and we will make sure that you get the bottles of wine. We've got 3. So Albert Chan, C-H-A-N. Albert Chan, probably from the Bay Area, I suspect. You're the winner if you call in. You've got, we'll be broadcasting probably another half hour or so. So I'll keep this here, and I'll announce that a little bit later. So Albert, if you're out there, give us a call. We're going to take a little break. We're not really going anywhere.